aunts can't stand each other right now. And, like, my grandma is over for Thanksgiving, so it's going to be crazy because, if you do a family event, you have to invite everyone.
Yeah.
In, like, immediate family.
Especially in, like, Latino families.
Exactly.
Like, they're going to, like, take it so personal.
Oh, yeah. And it's, like, and this thing has been happening where, like, my aunt, we invite her to events and she just drops off her kids and doesn't go. So my mom's like, I'm just not going to invite her anymore because she just isn't going. And she was like, I can't believe they never invited me to this birthday party. And I'm like, dog, you don't even go.
Oh, house lights. House
Yeah,
lights.
It's a little bright in here.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But anyways, welcome to the Witching Hour podcast.
Oh, wow. Is that how we're starting?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Are you sure you want to start like that?
Suddenly
Okay.
the lighting
Sure.
changes.
All right.
Like she was counting me down, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize.
That's a good start to the episode.
Yeah. Crazy rituals. And family
Yep, we're taking your lives.
craziness.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to the Witching Hour podcast. I say a lot.
Really?
Anyways, I'm your host, Angelyna Simons, and we're going to go this way, and you can go ahead and introduce yourselves for our audio-only listeners. Forgot what only was. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mitch. I'm a freshman here at Sam Houston. I don't really do much apart from, like, drawing. It's really most of what I post online. So, apart from that, I'm just kind of chilling, you know? I'm just a laid-back, low-key kind of chill person. Yeah.
Are
Chill.
you trying to copy that meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Bruno.
I think I introduced myself as Marshall last time. Did I do that?
Yeah,
Or am
for
I-
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm Weston.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
think
a
we're-
good.
I think that's a good episode.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good episode.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
really liked that
Yeah,
episode.
that's a wrap
yeah.
forever.
Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite bit from the last episode was I kept bringing back the purely honest question. And I literally, that was one of the very few episodes I've gone back and rewatched recently. And I literally laughed out loud because I forgot how many times I mentioned it. Because it was like late into the podcast and I go, yeah, so an air tag or like.
Yeah. That was funny.
Thank you. I think
It's really is. Yeah, it's just surprising because you're not that funny. I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Anyways,
What's
how's
this
your guys' cursed November been?
So many canon events.
Yeah.
I've
Sad.
been doing great. I've been doing great.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You go first. We gotta end on the fun stuff.
Okay, yeah.
We gotta.
Well, my cat passed away.
Mm.
His name's Rigbee. I'll put photos of him up. Okay. But yeah, he's really cool. Or he was really cool. He was this big, fat, chunky boy. The way we found out was because he had like this lump growing on his head, and he was sneezing originally a lot. And I have beef with our new vet. Okay.
Mm.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we moved, and you know, when you move, you gotta find new vets and stuff. And when Rigbee started bleeding out his nose and like sneezing a bunch, I was like, oh, there's something wrong. So I took him, and they were like, okay, give us a poop sample. It's his nose. Okay, whatever. And then they're like, it's probably just allergies or something. And then some time passes. It's my birthday. My dad takes him to the vet. And apparently they told him, like, oh, you need to put him down, like, right now. Because that lump is definitely either a tumor or, like, a cyst. And he was like, oh, it's my daughter's birthday. I'm not going to do that. And they didn't really explain more or if he was, like, in pain or whatever. And so, you know, my dad was like, okay, I'll just bring him home and then he can live a little longer and we'll figure it out from there. I come home and I spend more time with him, and I guess things go down for the worse, and his tumor starts to actually grow, like, out of his face. So what it's doing is eating his skull and, like, his face. And we didn't know that because the vet didn't explain anything. So my parents took him down to our old vet, and they, like, said, like the longest list of things, all the different symptoms, how you would know, and like what would have happened, and that he's too old for surgery. My cat. But yeah, old vet did a great job and let us know that he was in pain and gave us medicine so that way he wouldn't be in pain for his last like weekend. So I went down there and I spent some time with him, and he has a bunch of catnip pickles.
I think it's interesting how I think not with regular doctors, but with pet doctors in particular, I think the consistency of like treatment is very wide. It like my dog right now is having issues with his eyes right now, and he like for weeks we've been having issues with it and like doing like drops and a bunch of other stuff, and then it wasn't until like maybe like last week we went to the doctor we kind of more prefer, like we like this guy better, and he immediately did like one test where basically he like checked under, like he did like this like little like I don't know if like a popsicle stick or something like that, but he like went under his eyelid and checked, and basically he wasn't producing enough tears for the actual eye, and so it like kind of gunks up on its own. It's just a reaction to it basically. And immediately he was like, "Oh, this will work," and gave us something else, and then immediately fixed it. We're like, we've been dealing with this for like since like July, and we get a different doctor once, and immediately fixes the issue. So it's the consistency of like vets is very wide. So unironically, I think getting, even though they're expensive, unironically getting multiple opinions on your animals, I think is actually more valuable than getting multiple opinions. Like if you're an actual like human person, because the variety is so wide. It's so weird.
But still go get multiple opinions if you can. If you're a person, it's always
if you can afford it for your
best.
dog, do it for your dog, not for yourself. The dog comes first.
Yeah.
Right.
Per.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Speaking of dogs, are we dog or cat people?
Well, I thought she was going to talk about her in November.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot we were doing that.
I know. I just like made her so sad.
I was so
Like,
locked in. I was like, oh.
What dog?
My November has been insane, but not insane in the way where it's like actually bad, but in the that's kind of crazy. Again, family drama, as I explained at the beginning of the episode. I don't think any of my family is gonna see this apart from my mom. And my mom, me and my mom, like, we're on the same side of the beef, so it's fine.
nice.
And
Yeah, I get it.
I know you gotta like gather the thoughts.
I have to.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten paid for my job yet.
What?
Oh wow. Okay.
My
I would stop
on-campus
working.
job.
What do you work
paid me
again?
yet. I do life drawing modeling for the art department,
Oh, that's so cool.
wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay.
and it's
But
like they minimum they owe me like $150 minimum,
oh yeah. Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
like I think I'm gonna go up there today, and I'm just gonna be like, hi, so
Just start crying.
where's my money?
Either start crying or be like, hey, I draw. Give me money.
Give me money.
That's my time. Time is money.
Reach behind your back like you have something.
No.
Oh my God.
Don't do that.
Look, the advice I always get: if somebody gets pulled over, you go to your glove box as soon as you jump
as
for
fast
it
as possible.
and you yell, "They can't take me back." That's how you get out of a ticket. They're like, "Oh, thank you for grabbing your wallet so fast and fumbling around in your glove compartment."
Yeah,
It really made me feel safe.
it's just being, mindful.
So true.
really mindful for the cop. Yeah,
You know.
yeah, you definitely need to get paid.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just like I'm between going up there and being like, hey guys, so what's going on, and being like, hi, so if you don't pay me, I'm gonna pull up with a lawyer. I won't pull up with a lawyer, but
I don't have
I'll
a
be like,
lawyer.
trial or give me money. I'm just saying.
Are you sure they're not mailing it to you?
I don't think they are.
Or did you set up direct deposit?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like
I did all the good.
Check
Wait,
your
so-
Bearcat bucks. They might be paying you
When
weirdly.
did you get hired? How long has it been?
that mid-September, I believe. Yeah.
God dang.
Okay.
You haven't gotten
Yeah,
the
because
hi-
usually
haven't
what they
gotten
so
do
far.
with that first paycheck, it goes not from that first pay period, but to the next one.
Mhm.
but that should have already
It's
been
far
there by
beyond
now. Yeah.
The second one.
Go to the
so
financial
you
office.
Definitely need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah, you do.
No, yeah, I'm
That is
talking to
overdue.
them
I would have
'cause-
gone like a day later. If it was like a
Yeah.
day later, I would have gone.
Where's my money?
Yeah.
We're money up.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be like, hey guys, so I'm gonna be like, I have bills to pay. My mother is dying on her deathbed.
Your mom's saying this.
She would approve. Matter of fact, my dad would be like, hi, tell them you are homeless because of them. Like
Yeah.
my dad is so like go lie to them, make them give you your money.
That's true.
My
He's
dad's
the one who's
same
like,
way.
tell them you're gonna hire a lawyer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a right to attorney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Bruno? How's your November been?
Fine. I'm trying to think. I've just been working. I mean, not working.
What have you been working on?
What do you mean working on?
What have you not been working on?
What do you mean I would have not been working on? What do you mean? You're making me nervous.
What?
I'm confused.
Where have you been, Bruno?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. This last weekend I went to Camp Logna in California.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun.
So what is that?
It's Tyler the Creator's music festival.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna mention Tyler the Creator today.
Yeah. It was really fun. I love it. Just his whole festival, because it's like a carnival, and like there's rides and games and just like everything Carnival has plus more. And
The creator.
yeah, he
Right.
he created.
From what I've heard, it's basically what Astroworld should have been.
Yeah, and I like it because it's not like super out there.
Mhm.
Like it's not. They don't promote themselves like Coachella or anything. Like even
Yeah.
though it's still like a big festival, they
Yeah.
don't try to be mainstream, I guess. And I think it's better because like I'm not trying to. We got to gatekeep. I don't want. I need my
Right,
ticket.
right.
I need my ticket.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I went to stay with my family there. The lineup was awesome. Saw like 10 favorite artists. Saw like Daniel Caesar, which healed something in me. Who else? I saw Andre 3000, who played his flute.
Oh.
And the crowd was not it, man. Cause like Flogna's gonna be full of like young people, and I guess people really thought Andre 3000 was gonna rap. And I was like, dude, he's been playing a flute for like a year now. Why would he rap just for us? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I
And
feel
he was,
like either way, that kind of goes just hard.
yeah, and it did,
Right.
and it did.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, the way him and his like band do it, they just improvise the whole set. Like
That's
so like it's
Yeah.
a one of one set that'll never happen again. So we only had that experience. So he does that with every single concert.
That's
of
so
his.
sick.
Wow.
And it's so cool. And there was this one part where he started like speaking this other language, and like we all were like locked in. We were like, "Oh, he's speaking so deep." Like he's like, we were just like spiritual. And then at the end, he was like, "I made all that like stuff up. Like none of that meant anything. Y'all should have seen y'all's faces. It was so funny."
That's so sick.
I saw Sexy Red. And I wanted to see Erykah Badu, but she was like 30 minutes late to her set, which I'm not surprised for, so I just left. Saw Mustard. He brought out a few people. What else did I see? Tyler, of course. K Tornado was a vibe. But yeah, it was fun.
I was playing Valorant with Ember, and she was like, "Bruno just keeps sending me Snapchats."
Yeah, I sent her a lot of videos. Just because like we're like festival buddies.
Yeah.
You know, like me and her, we've been to ACO together.
Did you do the one girl you have added on Snapchat and don't really talk to, but you see her post the entire festival on her Snapchat?
That's my
But
sister,
instead
bro.
of doing that, she just sent it all to Ember.
Yeah, I don't have Snapchat, so I don't.
Oh, I don't know what it was on, but
Yeah,
I
I
thought
sent
was
it to her
Snapchat.
personally.
Okay, yeah.
Like I sent it, yeah. But yeah, it was fun, and I miss it, and I have post festival depression. But till next year, The Weeknd came out.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to the week.
And
End.
I've been gaslighting. I'm part of the esports Discord server, and this all correlates with my November. But I've been gaslighting them like almost every day. In our server, I'll put like those like Facebook meme like gifs where it's like it's almost Friday. So I've been posting it where it's like congrats, you made it to Friday, or like stuff or whatever. And it's like I posted it like yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but then on Friday somebody had posted one, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not Friday. And like I'd added like one of the like main chairs like esports like, hey, can we not post this sort of stuff in the Discord?
That's funny.
But that's been like the only fun part of my November/October and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Is I'm part of one of the esports teams for Overwatch.
That's really cool. Yeah.
And we barely missed out like by one game for the playoffs this year.
Damn.
And what was kind of annoying is the game we should have won, which would have put us in the playoff. My computer died for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. And it sucked not having my computer. But it was either for that I could have gone over to one of the other guys' apartments who's on the other team and played on his computer. And I was like, nah, they're fine. That team hasn't won a game yet. And our team went up by 2 games, and then they got reverse sweeped and lost it,
wow.
which then pushed us out of the playoffs in the long run, which sucked. But then last weekend we got revenge because they wanted to do a scrimmage for some reason. And I was back for that, and I went off. I was absolutely insane. And so, anyways, it was my first ever like collegiate league I actually played for, and actually playing for like a team, and it is so much fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun having a consistent team for like. We played I think 8 or 9 games, so 8 or 9 weeks of us playing together. It's so sick.
That's gotta be so cool to just have like a team too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely interesting because, like it's building that dynamic over the course of weeks. Where like if we were to play again with this team for week 1, I mean we were the best losing team out of any of the teams. Like we played out of our minds. There was our final game of the season, was a scenario where if we lose this, we're not in the playoffs. But if we win this, we're in the playoffs. And it was against the best team in the league.
Oh, wow.
And they had for basically how. In terms of like games work, it's a best out of 5. So you play 5 different maps if it goes to it, and this team undefeated for the entire league.
Oh, wow.
And I mean our league's really strong. We have LSU's in our league. I think like Missouri State's in our league. So they're like really good teams, and so. So I think it was like I don't remember the name of like the school, but they were just absolutely insane. And they'd only dropped 2 games out of all the games for the entire season, and we dropped them by 2 games. It came down to the final match where either they win it and they go undefeated for the season, or we win it and we're into the playoffs.
And you defeat them.
Yeah, but we lost.
Yeah.
We lost.
Well, at least you were that close.
We were real close, and we had other teams contact us because then the playoffs have started. And we've had other teams who are playing against them contact us like, how'd you guys get matches on y'all?
Yeah.
And we gave them the codes for our game so they can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Because there's like live VODs you can go back and watch. We can rewind and fast forward anybody's perspective. And so, but yeah, people were contacting us like, how'd you guys almost beat them?
That's
we're
impressive.
Like, but next season is gonna go crazy. We're the same team next season, and I think we'll be in the same league. But I'm so excited. It's gonna be crazy.
Could you imagine when we're able to watch?
I know, right?
Like, whoa.
Potentially. Well, so right now, when it comes to esports, is one of the major things when it comes to live streaming it is we can't live stream it in Studio A, and we can't live stream in Studio C because neither of them right now, hopefully soon, don't have live streaming capabilities. Studio B does have it. But then it's also another thing where teams love to change their times. Personally, I think we've maybe changed it once, for maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All the other teams, I think almost every single game got rescheduled to like a different hour. None of them different day, thankfully. I don't think so, but all of them different hour, which kind of sucks. So it makes it scheduling so much harder when it comes to like getting like stuff set up. But you can watch it if you do join the Sam Houston Esports Discord. And I've been wanting them to put it out there more as well when it comes to like the live stream, because they do normally live stream either the games for like Valorant and Overwatch and stuff like that. But I'm hoping next year we can start getting them in the booth and actually get some live commentary in person. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
so
really
we're having a
been,
great time.
Wait, what?
What?
We're having a good time apparently.
Yeah.
This side is just.
Have y'all listened to the new Tyler Creator album yet?
I
Yes.
have.
What are y'all's thoughts on it?
Fan edits. Oh.
If I see another like him edit, I'm gonna start crying again.
Dude, yeah.
It's a crazy,
Yeah.
crazy album. It's so
I
good.
love it. I love it
He
so
brought
much.
out like almost all the features at the festival.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry if you guys can hear me like chewing on gum. I just realized that I still
you
have.
just, are you still
So I'm just going. Just like.
I think he's gonna win a Grammy for it probably.
As he should.
Is he? Wait, is he up for this year?
No, not this year because he released too late.
Okay, yeah, I was
So
about to say
you-
'cause I didn't see him on there.
Yeah, he'll be up for the next.
Which I think it's good because you're gonna have the least amount of controversy. Cause
exactly.
You're not
'cause-
gonna be dealing with, Sabrina Carpenter's album, Taylor Swift's album.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
I mean, Taylor Swift's always gonna be there.
No,
She's gonna release something next year.
Oh yeah, no, she'll
Yeah.
she'll
Yeah.
she'll probably
Yeah.
have either it'll be debut album or she'll have Reputation out at that point. Which I don't think she'll get a
I can't stand her.
I don't think she'll get a Grammy for, but but you don't have to deal with the whole like talk months after where it's like, oh, this person should. It's like just let Tyler win all of next year's Grammys and just let it be.
Yeah.
Please.
Because I don't think there's gonna be a lot coming out next year. There's been a lot
You
the
never
last
know.
2 years.
Kendrick's supposed to come out with something soon.
Ooh.
So like I can see him staying in that
I'm
spot
still-
if he does.
I'm still
Yeah.
wanting that that first intro bit of Not Like This.
Yeah.
I want a full song of that. He
Yeah.
did that with one of his other songs. I can't remember.
No, I know what you're talking about.
But
yeah.
like, I want that so bad. The amount of edits from that 30-second
Yeah.
clip has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
But we should talk about Purely Honest.
yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna.
I'm over here giving.
gonna be
I'm
like, "Shut
looking
up,
at
shut up,
Weston
shut up."
like I'm like wrap it up. like, Anyways, welcome to the Purely Honest segment. I don't know why I started like.
Yeah,
I
like,
start the
we're, like,
episode.
we're not,
Yeah.
like, like we're not already.
Anyways, if you're not familiar with what Purely Honest is, basically we, your peers, give you advice. It's anonymous questions, so don't be scared to, I don't know, go to the link or the QR code or whatever's popping up right here. You can also send us questions through our email, which is filmcovenshsu@gmail.com. We make sure to check that. Just, I don't know, send us something. Just ask stuff. We like
we've been
talking.
getting a lot of responses recently.
we have.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Y'all need help.
I love being
think-
nosy.
It probably does say a lot that we've gotten a lot of responses in the fall going up into December.
Oh yeah.
I love being nosy.
We might
Um,
want to
Making
do
fun of
Canon
you guys.
events. So many
Mhm.
canon events.
yeah, we might need to do like
It's-
a little Christmas thing where we just go through Purely Honest
Yes,
questions because
just-
there's gonna be a lot of them.
At the end of the when we're
Um,
wrapping it up, like when it's a series finale, we're just gonna reveal everyone's name.
Oh,
it's out there. No, just kidding. We don't get your name at all. We don't get your email at all. So it is completely anonymous. Unless you write your name in it, then it's not anonymous. But
and that's on you.
yeah,
This is
that's a
true.
you problem.
I
Like
found your
Skill
IP
issue.
address.
I ask if you want your name in there or not.
I
And
know
if you
your
put
IP addresses.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So what's the first question,
Yeah.
Angie?
So, anyways, question number 1. I'm a busy student and pull all-nighters some nights. Sometimes family or girlfriend call me while working on a project, and most of the time I'm annoyed because I have so much to do. How can I tell them that I'm a little stressed and sometimes need time to calm down without having them worried? Anonymous.
I think you should tell them.
You need to tell
Mhm.
them for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's such a hard question, especially with like a significant other. Obviously, if you have a, in my opinion, good significant other, it shouldn't
Mhm.
be that big of an issue.
Mhm.
It can be. But you just gotta tell them and be straight up about it. Now it's up to your discretion in terms of like what exactly do you want to mention, because sometimes you got to be like careful. Because I've known to hear responses where they're like somebody's like, oh, I'm just super stressed out with school,
Mhm.
and then they get the response of, well, why are you doing this? Blaming them for something.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
think it's one of those things where you have to give enough information to where you're like, I'm having a lot with school,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I need a break from people, as
Mhm.
it's more of a maybe social battery thing or stuff like that. But I think that's a
It's
I
communication.
think it also depends on who you're telling. Because I know,
Yeah.
for example, like I do that with. I'm the type, like if I need a break or if I need like for my job or like anything to focus on something, especially school, I'm the type to just do it and not like even listen to anybody. Like
Mhm.
not even I'll let my parents know, but like I know like the reason why I say it depends on who you tell is because like with my parents, like they never went to college.
Yeah.
They never they don't know what I'm dealing with. So if they want to like criticize my decisions, they can do all they want, but I know it's not valid. So it's like I just let it go over my head because I'm just like it might add a little stress because like they think I'm just being lazy, but I'm not. I know I'm not. So it's like they can think whatever they want, but I'm gonna just do me as long as they like support me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I think anyone who like doesn't understand, they need to get a life.
Yes.
So, so
Agreed.
I think with that, it's unironically like a skill diff when it comes to college. I've talked to professors before, and I've talked to other adults about their degrees and how they got their degrees. What the heck are they doing? They were doing projects that was like, make like one video for the entire like next 2 semesters and you pass. I'm like, I've talked to like some professors here and other like college and stuff like that, and it's like, no, yeah, all I had to really do was like, I watched Citizen Kane.
That's so crazy.
For my entire degree, and I'm like, what the heck?
What the hell was that?
Just to talk from like, okay, so
I saw that, Marshall. He did like a slideshow, like he's doing it right now. He's doing a slideshow transition.
Bringing in the effect.
Yeah, he's just getting fancy with it. So
Stop it.
So y'all were
Stop
talking
it.
from the perspective of being the person that has to tell people. So I'm gonna go into the perspective of having to be the person to be like, like, hey, what's up? I would say, for me personally, I like it better when people communicate. They're like, hey, this is happening.
Right.
I'm having these issues. I need this time for just me. I can't really do anything else. Because if you tell me that, then I know, and then I won't. I'll be like, oh, okay, valid. I'll bye-bye. I'll leave you alone until I'm needed. But if you don't say anything and then I keep like agitating you, then I'm just gonna be mad at you also, because I'm like, why is this like a problem that's happening and I can't help solve it. I can't just like go away and let you deal with it on your own. I can't do whatever. So it's always better, I think, to just talk about it.
Yeah.
It's really a matter of like setting your boundaries on like, hey, like I need time to work on stuff, or I need time for myself, in which you tell people, hey, so this is the time, like right now, what I'm doing right now, I'm just focusing on a solo thing. So if you call me, I'm not going to pick up or whatever. And what I do is like I set on my phone, I do like a little, I don't know what it's called, but it's like do not disturb, but it's like a subdivision of it where it's like depending on what I'm doing, it's like, oh, this person, their calls do come in, or their calls don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's usually just family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
I can see you as my therapist. Like I can see you as a therapist one day.
I could see it.
Well,
Thank you. Actually, thank you. Yes.
well, I think you've got like I think all the major features. You have the voice tone.
Yeah, you have the voice tone.
Yeah, the
Like you
voice
have a very
tone.
nice voice
You've
tone.
got-
Like we
you've
even
got
with the
the
podcast,
stance
like,
right now.
Yeah.
Where like I could talk about my life.
So how does that make you feel?
Forget
Oh,
purely
it's
honest.
okay,
This is
it's fine.
therapy.
I'm just gonna lay down and just
Yeah.
talk about my problems.
So you need to set boundaries. How does this make you feel, actually? Have you spoken to them yet?
I think my favorite thing right now I've been doing with some of my
Like a
friends.
toy to fidget with.
Yeah. is I'll go to one of my friends and be like, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
It's not your fault.
You've done that to me before.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And you just keep saying it like, stop that.
We do this thing where it's like wake up, like out of nowhere, to like we
night.
do that. Just like we'll be having a normal conversation, and I
Yeah.
just stare at someone and be like,
Wake up.
wake up. It trips people out. It's funny.
But I think
Mhm.
getting like an AirTag or a Ridge wallet, I think works perfectly for that. I'm gonna run that joke into the ground.
I know
it's
you
gonna be
are.
like season 5, different entire hosting group. I'm gonna walk in, AirTag. You need an AirTag for that.
So
Can
in
AirTag
my
sponsor
professional
us?
opinion, I recommend an AirTag. Maybe Apple Pay.
Bring a book next time.
Yeah.
You're so right. You're so
Yeah.
right.
And
A
like
notepad.
a notepad and like a I also worked on Mackenzie. Oh no, wait, we're done with November. What are we talking?
What was that? You like
Well,
you just like Winter Soldier.
that was
suddenly.
crazy.
You like I worked with Mackenzie this week.
Mackenzie's on the Oh, Mackenzie do the right now. And,
Reading off words. November 47. You locked in too. That's so
go.
weird.
I was trying to start like another conversation up, so I was
It's
like,
a sleeper agent moment.
I was. I was trying to keep the
That was
conversation going,
crazy.
but I forgot we had
And
another
then
question.
and then you like immediately snapped out of
Yeah.
it.
I was like, what?
like you're scared.
I was like, because you don't get me.
What is
Look at
happening to
please.
me?
Okay, that was. We need to clip that. That was the funniest
Yeah.
thing in the world. That was so funny. Okay, next question.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I will talk about that still.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just because I have to end it now. I started it. I started it.
Question 2. What do I do if
laughing,
I like
Marshall.
my best friend's boyfriend and I know he's interested too?
Sorry, say that
Wait,
again.
yeah, say it again.
Question
It's
2.
really messed up already now.
What- What do I do if I like my best friend's boyfriend and I know he's interested too?
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
That sucks. Have y'all seen that? This is on that, but have y'all seen that like TikTok where it's like, haha, my best friend and my boyfriend always act like siblings, and they're like,
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
Mhm.
yeah, that is, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't mess with that.
Yeah. Don't mess with that,
No.
dude.
You're in the wrong.
This
This is
like
the
a rule.
only
You are way in the
time.
wrong.
The
Yeah.
only time you should completely bury it and forget
You know
about
what?
it.
We should get the
Hello?
name for that
Yeah.
one to expose you. Because honestly,
Yeah, like
what the hell?
That's
don't,
But I get it.
don't. That's my
I'm
advice.
kidding. I don't get it.
That's
Don't
a
get it.
whole.
Don't say you
I don't
get
get
it.
it. I
Don't cross
I
that
don't
line.
Do not cross that line.
No.
I don't get it.
Um,
Never.
So you're trying to home wreck is really the thing.
That's you're just
No,
trying
yeah.
to ask
And
for
you know,
this. Okay, so this
Yellow.
question, I think, is someone trying to get permission or like
To
to be
mess
No.
up.
yeah,
To do
or
something,
to be
yeah.
like just
Explicitly
feel
do
valid
not
for
give
it,
you
but, like,
permission.
yeah, like
Yes.
that's messed up. That's your
There-
best friend.
There was
know?
unironically plenty of fish in the sea.
If he's interested too, then if he dates you, he's gonna be interested in another girl. I'm just saying.
Also, I mean,
That's
he's in
true.
he's in a rela- if he's
Right.
interested in you and he's in a relationship, whenever
Mhm.
if y'all get into a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you have the red flag from the last relationship
Yeah,
that you
there
just
could be
ruined.
another
Right, like-
you coming along.
Yeah.
A cheater will always be a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak for my dad.
Oh,
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo ho.
oh.
this is an episode. This is an episode.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Y'all ready for the
This is
Reddit
like
ones too?
such an
Crazy.
emotional roller coaster.
I've already unpacked it, so we don't need to get on that. Anyways, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, just
Don't.
do it.
Don't.
Yeah.
There's
Just
really
don't.
no
That's the
reason.
advice,
It's
don't.
not. You'll have short-term fun, and that's it.
It's a bad idea. A horrible idea, actually. Like, never follow through with that.
I never
Um,
got like the idea of cheating. Like I never
Mhm.
like I
Right.
seriously I just don't see myself like dating someone and then choosing someone else. I don't
Yeah.
see that. I like mentally couldn't even do that.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm like,
therapy nodding.
Angie, we know you have a problem,
Right,
Angie.
Angie.
Yeah. Sorry, you know me.
I would
Ever
recommend
since
getting
you
a
started
hobby.
doing
I would recommend, you know,
That's true.
journaling,
Get a hobby or dabble
Yeah.
Tinder.
journaling,
really- if you
Tinder.
Mhm.
You know, go downtown, walk around, you know, meet people.
There's so
Go
many
to
other
events.
people.
go to the antique store,
Yeah,
smell the old stuff.
yeah.
Right.
What?
Do the-
Kind of, you know, touch grass.
Go to the
is what
frat
I'm saying.
parties.
To go touch grass, please.
Yeah.
Please touch grass.
Retweet.
go to the comic book store, smell their stuff, like the
That's better.
normal stuff.
What's with Weston
Right.
smelling? Like, go to the antique
What's the
store
next
and
question,
smell
Angie?
the old.
Smell-
What?
Does smelling help you ground yourself?
I don't like this episode
Smelling
anymore.
salts.
It's gonna be silent. We're just gonna hear in the
there
mic.
I have gone to some of the antique stores around Huntsville, and there was one we went into, and it smelled horrible. Like it was not even like it was a super strong scent that was-
Mothballs.
that was going through like a candle or whatever. And one of my friends found the candle and blew it out. And by the time we made it back around through the store, she had put another candle out next to that candle to double up the smell. And we're like, why?
I don't like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But the antique stores are cool here. Just a little
Yeah.
smelling.
I
went to
frequent
one,
them
yeah.
often. I
They
frequent
have
them.
cool old cameras and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. They had like a bin of it, and
I'm
then sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, but there was also like the old like the flash for the cameras, and it's a light bulb, and they had like a pack of all the light bulbs for it.
It's actually so sick.
I know. I was like, I'd buy this if I wasn't poor.
Yeah.
You know that one that's on that has like the 4 stories? That one's
stories.
there's one that's huge, but it doesn't look that big from the outside. It's next to the music store.
Oh.
Really?
In the theater. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's huge
I
on
need
the
to check it out.
inside, and
Mhm.
like it just goes on forever. You definitely feel like you're gonna get murdered eventually.
Yes.
It's
There's
more
no-
like a
I
ticking
mean,
time bomb thing.
It's not an antique store without that.
Exactly.
Right.
But like the downstairs has a ton of like machinery and like mowing equipment. There's like scythes and axes all hung up on the walls.
Okay.
But I really want to go there and like when I have money, buy stuff and then remove obviously the actual blades because then like for like cosplay props and stuff like that, there's so many cool things at that store. It's so sick. So if I ever wanted to do like a prop or whatever that actually has like a wooden handle, there's so many things down there I can buy.
Wow.
I've been saving up to buy a fancy cane from the antique store.
so you can walk around campus.
Yes.
Like, is there a specific cane that
Like a
you're
pimp named
looking
Slickback?
for, or
I just really like because okay, so when I get paid, if I get paid, which I should be,
yeah.
Someday.
when I do get paid and I have money, I want to buy like a cane, because I've been kind of needing one because for my job I have to stay in the same pose for like 2 hours and like for a while, and so it's like it's kind of getting hard
Are
on
you
my
sitting
legs.
down?
No.
Okay.
Well, half the time,
was about to give you
no.
crap.
Half the time, yes. It's weird. 'Cause it's like sometimes they're like, okay, get up and stand in this pose, and then they're like, no, actually, do something else. And it's like, it's fun because they just kind of pay me for standing there, but also they pay me for standing there for like an hour and a half
It's
twice a week.
Difficult standing.
Difficult standing.
It's standing on hard mode, basically.
Right. And it's like the last pose I did, I was like all my weight on this leg.
Oh.
And it's like for the next day, I was like kind of limping a little bit. So I was like, I should probably invest in a cane. And I was like, okay, I don't want a normal cane from Walmart because like I need it to match my like therapist aesthetic.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Those are lame canes.
Have
Right.
you ever seen this one guy who was trying to make like this like suit so that way he could just sit in anywhere he
Oh,
wants?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Just get that.
Right. Right. You're so right. Because but I'm afraid that because my friends are really into house. I'm afraid that if I get a cane, they're gonna be like they're just gonna
Just diagnose them.
right.
Just Yeah.
So when it comes to house, there's a common thread.
Wait, what do y'all mean by house?
The
Like
house
house,
MD. The
yeah.
Dr. House.
yeah. Have you not seen that show?
Hello?
I'm gonna look up a photo of
That
him,
is
and
the-
I'm sure you
I'm
have
sure-
to
yeah.
like.
I have no idea who that is.
You could probably ask anybody.
I've seen SpongeBob.
You could probably ask anybody other than Bruno, I guess. What a house episode is. Look, that guy.
Cane.
No shot.
What?
That's crazy.
Next episode, we're watching a full episode of
yeah,
House.
we're just gonna
We're
sit here and
reacting to
watch
House.
Bruno's reaction.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've seen Brain Games.
Have you not even? Oh my gosh. Have you,
You vex me.
Never
No?
seen it.
that's crazy.
Wow.
So have you not gone on TikTok and watched like 8 different parts of a House episode and never actually watched a full
Nope.
episode? Personally, I've never seen a full episode. I've just watched all the episodes on TikTok in random sequential order. And like, but like everybody kind of knows the gist of House if you actually seen the clips where it's like House makes fun of the patient for like 20 minutes of the episode, and then they get diagnosed with something they're actually not, and then House is like, actually it's something else, and gives them something illegal, and then it fixes them, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not lupus, and that's the entire episode of House normally. And then also there's a cane involved, and he makes fun of the patient for like half the episode, but it's a good show. It has like a ton of seasons.
It
Oh,
does,
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch it with my mom when I was younger,
Mm.
and like she would just reference it randomly. I'm just like, yeah, Dr. House.
I've seen Dr. Phil.
Definitely not the same
Definitely
thing.
not the same thing.
That I mean, House MD has more
I've
in
seen,
common with Grey's Anatomy than Dr.
Yeah.
Phil.
I've
so-
seen H2O.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
we're just naming shows now.
Huh? Yeah.
Interesting. Well, House is like he's kind of like smug. He's a little guy. He's
Yeah.
like
That's what he sounds like.
Anyways, I worked on Mackenzie's set.
Oh right, yeah.
And it was really cool. Are we done with Purely Honest?
Yeah. Weston, go ahead and introduce your
Oh,
Reddit.
we can mention the Mackenzie stuff.
Oh,
later,
I'll be
right,
quick.
stories.
I'll be quick.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
Why was it? Okay.
Whoa. All right. Well,
You knew that.
I'll let Mackenzie know how you feel about her project. Cool.
Okay.
Got
Well,
it.
how'd it go,
It's okay.
Bruno?
You have 2 more
Thank
minutes.
I want to know,
Thank
Bruno.
you,
Bruno.
Weston.
It's okay.
It went really well.
Wow.
And I might make it a little longer than usual.
Well, it's cutting into my things I don't.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, I was gaffing for it. And she was shooting with her FX30, which is really cool. And we had lots of fun. I think it was actually a fun set. We went from like Friday to Monday. Friday, the first day, we were filming outside. We got rained on. It was terrible. I got soaked. We had to stop filming. We got one shot in.
Oh.
One shot in. They filmed the rest later. I just wasn't there. But yeah, rained on. So it started off rough. But starting the next day, we would go like it's like maybe 13 hours a day. But it doesn't really seem like that when you're working with like people you worked
Yeah.
with before. And with her crew, we worked on her same film last year, so it's kind of like we were reuniting.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun, and yeah, it was dope. We filmed in a insurance office. We filmed in a liquor store. We filmed at a restaurant, Tipsy Tio's.
Oh, yeah.
We filmed at her place, and it was just overall really
That's
fun. It was actually a fun project, and I think I did a lot better with lighting this time than her previous project. And it was lots of fun. Like seriously,
That's
like,
cool.
and it was just a good team, and I think it's gonna turn out really good. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say, Angie. Now we can move on. Damn.
Okay.
So, I'd actually gotten some people after the Reddit. Well, actually, we added the Reddit stories,
Mhm.
and I actually had people like, "That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Here's some stories."
Purr.
These are the stories that they gave me, but
Oh.
These are the
Eventually I'll bring
stories.
those
Oh,
around.
thanks.
I wanted to, and hopefully they're watching this episode. I wanted to kind of go with more of a theme because we are nearing the holidays with all the lore and drama. So I have a bunch of drama stories.
Yes.
Now, 2 of these are actually Am of the A-hole stories, and one of them is actually a petty revenge story,
Ooh.
which
I love that.
I don't fully read all of these. Like,
I
I go
love
through
petty.
and kind of skim read them to make sure that it's not anything absolutely insane. And if
Aw.
you see me stop and like, what is that? Either it's a curse word, because I'm trying to not to curse on the podcast,
Sorry.
or I did look directly at Bruno, or they misspelled something, which happens all the time. So
They're just typing in a rage, you know?
a little
I
bit.
get it. I totally get
I
it.
hope school Wi-Fi works.
Reddit it could be like an actual therapy.
Mhm.
Not even joking. I posted on there before.
I
There's so
approve.
many answers you can.
Our therapist approves.
I
our,
approve.
our collective therapist.
Film
we could
Covens
have
therapist.
like a little banner now, a picture of her.
Yeah.
saying, I approve. Therapist approved, and it just come up.
Love it.
You need to make a fake license and everything.
Oh,
I don't
isn't
think
that
we
Our
legally can.
Instagram's just gonna
I
have
don't- I
like
don't think we
little
should.
segments of you saying random advice, like
license quotation marks?
It should be our like sponsored segment where
Mhm.
legal advice given, not real. Okay, so let's see here. So let's see. Understanding. Ask questions after that. Okay. OOP, which is the person who posted, understandably has questions after their brother's girlfriend brings mashed potatoes with raisins mixed into Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh,
Ooh.
I heard
Um,
Marshall too.
Wait, can you repeat it? My ADHD made me zone out because I zoned in on Bruno's like.
So, OOP understandably has questions after their brother's girlfriend brings mashed potatoes with raisins mixed into Thanksgiving dinner. So this is Emma the A-hole. I, 27F, and brother John, 26M, are very, very close. So I was definitely shocked when he surprised us on Thanksgiving by bringing his new girlfriend, Chelsea. He was very
Chelsea.
Chelsea, we need to talk.
he was very happy though, and to be honest, that's the only thing we want from him. So we, grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, held off on all the questions until another time. Anyway, dinner time rolls around and we're sharing everything, and my aunt kind of pulls one off to the side and tells me we're not going to be eating my mashed potatoes because Chelsea brought some and John asked that we serve those. I was a little peeved, not going to lie, because I've done the mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving since I was 16, but I got over it pretty fast. I really didn't care as long as they were good. Spoiler alert,
They were not.
They were not. Everything that could have gone wrong with those mashed potatoes went wrong. They were raisins. She was really excited, though, and so when she asked everybody if they were good, and she got some of the, you know, the kind of with your mouth closed and an uncomfortable smile on your face, everything was good. So her dish was highlighted. We all thought we passed through it until my nephew spit out it onto a tissue. She said something about it not pleasing everybody to lighten the
They're
mood,
honest.
and we were all looking at him hard as heck. And my brother went, I'm sure they glad to have a break from my mashed potatoes anyway. Talking about her mashed potatoes. I wasn't gonna say anything, but my sister, 22F, said, "We are not," in the most monotone voice, and I just laughed, like one burst of a cackle. Chelsea teared up, and the rest of the night was awkward. My brother called me a butt and is still mad at me. Am I the a-hole? Edit. My sister and I both apologized, although I said, I'm really sorry, and my sister did more. So, is she the a-hole for chuckling at that point?
She's the a-hole for bringing raisins. And
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Right.
Hello?
Hello?
It's a little on Chelsea.
Public
thing.
execution at the square now.
And the thing is, like, I feel like that would just become like
So
a
therapist
little
approved.
family joke. You know?
Sorry, what?
I feel like that would become just like a little family joke. Like you could be like,
Dude.
"Oh, I
eventually,
brought,
yeah.
I brought
would
the mashed
never-
potatoes with raisins."
But I feel like there is a bar where it goes from like it takes more and more time for something to not be a joke, for it to become a joke. But I think for a while it's gonna be like, you didn't put raisins, right?
Don't bring up raisins
Don't bring
in
up
front of
raisins at the
I
Chelsea.
mean,
table.
like, it's not the worst thing to put in a mashed potato, I think. Like,
Not the best, but not the
not
worst.
the worst. Like,
It's like, why would you
But,
do
like-
that?
yeah,
But
but
also,
still, like, why would you do that? But,
why?
like, it's also like, okay, I can do
That's
with the
an
raisins.
old
Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's like. I mean, I guess it depends on how many raisins were in there.
Well, I think it's also a raisin thing. I think they also mentioned that the potatoes were bad in general.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So, I
yeah,
think
if everything was bad.
if
She
it was
just
some
can't
like,
cook.
if it was some
mashed
like
potatoes
kinda
is so
like-
hard to mess up.
Yeah, doesn't it come?
that's what I was
I
thinking.
mean, unless you
Yeah.
do it like out of scratch.
That's like
Even-
it's,
But
it's
you
not
just-
even that hard
yeah.
either.
Yeah,
Potato, boil them. You like
potato motion.
Yeah.
squish them.
Yeah.
Potato motion. But no, I feel like that's a hard dish to mess up, and I think they went a little too fancy with the raisins. Not gonna
Right.
lie.
I think that was just like I need to add something in this.
My
Ugh.
white
Like, just
dish.
add
And
butter,
looks-
bro.
Raisins.
Looks
Just add
around,
butter.
sees one little box of
Yeah.
raisins.
Add like
Perfect.
parsley.
It couldn't
I
have
don't
been
know.
a little bit.
Pepper.
You need
It
to
couldn't
change
have
been-
out that
It couldn't
ratatouille
have been
in
a
your
little
kitchen
bit.
hat.
Like if they had
Little
if they had to
Remy.
complain about it,
Right.
it couldn't
Yeah.
have been.
It was for a large family gathering, and I think also it stung a lot more.
This mic on my face. Like throughout the episodes,
Yeah.
like 5 times.
I think,
It's gonna be a counter.
yeah. I think also the fact that it replaced a dish that's been around for a while. that
Yeah,
someone's doing,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
I think is
risky,
also
man.
a big thing.
I'm making the mac and cheese this year for mine.
Ooh.
But
It's
raisins
funny
and
'cause
mashed
last year I forgot to
potatoes.
drain that. Like I.
What do you mean, like the super liquidy, or like how? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I forgot to like what's it called when you put the pasta?
Strain.
Strain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to strain it.
Mm.
Okay.
Dude,
well,
you've been judging me this entire podcast. I don't know what's up with Angie today.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes
How
me feel
does that-
stupid.
okay. So
Oh.
we're gonna
Anyways,
go just like the rest of all of media and everything else. We're gonna skip to Christmas like right now, and so this is about a Christmas present. This is a petty revenge story.
Ooh.
I waited 6 months to get my last word. So, my ex-boyfriend wanted to see a sold-out show of Foo Fighters this summer. Him and his friends failed desperately in getting their hands on any tickets. I, however, managed to snag 2. I waited until Christmas to give it to him, and he was beyond excited, jumping up and down excited. Fast forward 1.5 months later, and he dumped me 2 days before Valentine's, and ignored me for 3 weeks prior. The entire breakup blindsided me after 1.5 years together. I haven't talked to him since, but little does he know that I wasn't quite finished with him yet. My brother just so happened to be a huge fan of Foo Fighters as well, I logged into the Ticketmaster account, and surprise, surprise, tickets have been transferred. So my brother is going to have the time of his life while my ex-boyfriend gets turned around at the doors. Sucks to suck. So there is an update, but I want to get y'all's thoughts, the immediate thoughts about this so far.
I approve.
Yeah.
You approve? Do you feel like she has the right to do that with the tickets?
She paid for it.
Right.
That's fair.
Per.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 month later, update. So many of you wanted an update, and here it is. The morning I received a text from my brother letting me know that he could no longer make it to the concert, but that we would sell them instead. I figured as the concert is tonight that I would message my ex-boyfriend and give him the chance to buy them, or I would sell them to someone else.
You just wanted to break that no contact.
He never answered.
Mm.
He never answered me, so I posted them online. Contacted quickly by a few people as the show was sold out. I sold them to a nice girl who was taking her boyfriend for a fair price. Never thought about it after. Around supper tonight, about 5-ish, my phone suddenly starts going crazy. I have a message from my friend saying my ex was texting her looking for her number. My dear friend, being the wonderful gal she is, actually gave it to him. Around 39 seconds later, no less, I am suddenly getting an incoming call from him. Like hell am I answering it. I let it go to voicemail. While I'm listening to the voicemail he left, I still want those tickets. Please tell me. Please don't tell me you sold them. Let me know. My phone was getting multiple text messages, 6 messages in about 8 seconds from his friend. We drove all this way and paid for gas and a hotel. Seriously. Another friend. Hey, did you sell blanked concert tickets? He wanted me to ask. Decided to enjoy my supper, and then maybe I would answer them, being the nice gal that I am. I told them that yes, I sold them. Last thing my ex says, thanks for that. So now they're in a city 2 hours away, stuck in a hotel room for the night with nothing to do, while the Foos put on a slamming show. Too long didn't read. Sucks to suck.
Okay, so when it comes to exes and wanting to come back into your lives, don't do it.
Don't.
Like, that's
Unless you're
old people,
bored.
old ways.
well,
You know, like, well, yeah.
You're giving off like gym teacher.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
Hey,
Like-
vibe- yeah, I agree with that.
Like-
Across the gum going.
like volleyball teacher. Like
Nah.
You look like you're about to pull up the nastiest kickball spin in the world.
You,
You
need a
know it.
whistle. You need a whistle.
I can't whistle. Actually,
No,
so
you need a whistle.
oh yeah. Okay, but I'm gonna talk about my ability to whistle and how I lost
We
it.
need to talk about this.
Yes. So, wait, Chris, you still have but, so getting on the topic of gifts, to what extent does the person they've broken up, to what extent do they have the right to get gifts back? So, like physical gifts, is that on the table?
I feel like in
No.
this situation specifically, like I feel like the intention in which she bought the gifts was for both of them to go together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if he broke up with her
Why?
in like, mind you, the worst possible moment, which like I think she said
Valentine's Day.
before
Yeah.
Valentine's, it's like, dog, just take your L. Like,
Yeah, and it's weird
Like,
that he
let it
kind of
go.
assumed that he was still going.
Yeah.
Right,
like,
because
Because
that's-
if my girl had taken gotten me tickets and we'd broken up,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
well, I lost my tickets.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird for
It
someone to
is.
assume that and to
Right.
like book a hotel.
Right. And it's like,
Hmm.
I think, I think at least, well, so also keep in mind,
What a butthead.
she texted him, so that means that she still had his number. She didn't block his number, or at
She
least
didn't know
unblocked it.
him.
But that means since he
any
had to go
reason to break
around,
no contact. Mm-mm.
since he had to go around and ask her friend for her number, that means he blocked and got rid of her number. So he went all the way around to
That's
talk to her
weird.
again
That's weird.
and just assumed.
She is a fan. That's what that is. Like,
Boost your ego.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This last one.
I don't know why I looked at Kiana, our floor
Angie's
director,
so like.
and I was like, mm.
anytime we mention exes, Angie just takes it like.
It's like, no.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
ready to talk about
Yeah,
it.
I know you are.
Yeah, all the time.
So this last one, I think gives the same vibe as, whenever you have like friends and family over and there's not enough room, so you have to air mattress out. This one is Am I the A-hole for not reimbursing my brother for an air mattress?
No, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Okay. So, so this happened around Thanksgiving, but I'm still getting a lot of stuff for this. I'm a 27-year-old woman who lives in a one-bedroom apartment by myself. My brother, 24M, and his SO, or significant other, have lived on the opposite side of the country for a few years, the U.S., and decides to fly over to see their respective families, both of whom live around the same area. Neither my brother nor his girlfriend felt comfortable staying with their parents due to COVID, so I offered them my apartment while I stayed with significant other for the week. Everyone was happy with the arrangement. We never talked about it specifically before they arrived, so I just assumed that they would sleep in my queen-size bed. I have a couple of couches in the living area. While they are comfortable enough, they aren't designed to be sofa beds. The morning they arrived, I cleaned the apartment and changed the bedding when they got to my apartment. My brother asked where they should sleep, and I indicated the bed. He sort of laughed at first and then realized I was serious and got really angry. His girlfriend didn't say much but looked mortified. My brother kept saying that there was no way they were going to sleep in my bed, and it was disgusting for me to offer. I told him that everything was clean, and I reminded him that they'd have the apartment to themselves. He just kept saying he couldn't believe it and finally snapped, and that they'd have to make do with the couch. I was left quickly with further discussion because I was confused and pretty upset. That night, my brother called me and said the couches were impossible to sleep on. He said that he and his girlfriend needed to purchase an air mattress and requested that I reimburse him for $55 they paid for. By now, I was really pissed and refused. I asked him again why they didn't just take the bed, and he said, if I really had to ask, I have major issues. I said that I didn't care what they did or did not do in my bed. We are all adults and should act accordingly. He called me disgusting and hung up. My parents found out and agreed that I should pay for the air mattress because I wasn't adequately prepared for their arrival. My mother especially keeps insinuating that what I did was gross and unfair, and I should have known better. My brother has left it to be known that our relationship won't go back to normal until I apologize and reimburse him and his girlfriend. I know my family can be kind of weird and uptight, so I asked my significant other and some friends for other perspectives. My boyfriend said he can see both sides, and my friends are basically siding with my parents and brother, saying that it would be inappropriate for me to sleep in the same bed that my brother and his girlfriend previously shared. Edit. A lot of people were asked if we belong to the same weird culture where siblings aren't able to share beds. We do not, and my family has never been religious in any way. But as I stated in my post, they are really uptight. Like, we learned about the birds and bees, but sex was always presented as something unpleasant and nasty. My brother and I had never discussed each other about sexual stuff with each other, but it's pretty clear he has some major uphangs. My boyfriend is a lot more open about this, but he's also very attuned to when he feels uncomfortable and says that even though he disagrees with their reasoning. He can understand why they might not want to sleep in my bed. He thinks I should pay the $55 to keep the peace. There is an update, so let's discuss this first. What the heck is going on?
Not therapist approved.
I was so surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised about the parents, but then her friends. Her friends said that she should pay the money. What the heck?
Bro.
I don't.
See, because in my family, you sleep where you can sleep.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, yeah. I don't think.
Yes.
I think it's weird that the first thing that they jump to is like, oh, they've done stuff in that bed.
Yeah, and then it's like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's like I wasn't
right.
like it's not about
Yeah.
that. It's just
Yeah.
about offering, especially if the bed's clean.
Yeah.
Like if I clean
Right.
the bed, like, dude, there's no
Like-
any mattress you sleep on, like,
I could see
There's come on now.
Any mattress
Right.
you sleep on,
The
there's gonna be
brother
hundreds of bed
is
bugs.
probably the brother's probably like I can see him not like no the brother. I would be like, yeah, your family, like you can sleep in the same bed or whatever, and I'd understand if like his girlfriend or whatever has issues with it because she's like, no, it's your sibling's bed.
Mhm.
But past that, it's like it's clean.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
my
but he's like, that's
I
disgusting. Hello?
I go to my sister's place and I just lay in her bed because I feel like it. I don't
Mhm.
think about it.
Because like
Right.
your family.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's weird that her brother's offended that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I get the girlfriend or like I get that part.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
Because,
the
like,
girlfriend.
I won't sleep. Like I was at Ember's place like
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago and I didn't sleep in her bed when they were gone because I was like I'm just gonna sleep on the couch
Yeah.
Mhm.
because like that's not my bed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's for a sibling to do that, and with the parents, I get. I mean,
Like parents are like, yeah,
Parents
just
are gonna side with the
solve
thing
it.
that solves the issue.
they're gonna say
Mhm.
yeah, they're gonna side with that or their favorite. So it's just like
Yeah.
whatever. Sometimes you just gotta ignore them. But yeah, friends. I don't know. I feel like it's something you can only really understand if you're in that position where it's your sibling. I can't really say, and it really is based on how you were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like I shared beds with my sisters all the time growing up, so I just don't.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
What really baffles me is that they want to get reimbursed for the mattress. It's like, like you choose not to sleep in a perfectly good bed.
Well, even then, they did sleep on the couch, and they just
Mhm.
did felt they
Right.
found it uncomfortable. There is somewhere they can sleep.
Right.
Also, like they had to be well aware there's no guest room.
Right.
So
Yeah, they have
It's
to
a-
know
it's
what
a
they're getting
single
themselves
apartment.
into.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they do not. But I do agree, maybe.
I think they
Marshall,
a lot of the
shut
time.
I
Marshall,
know he's just
shut up.
yapping.
Bro has been yapping
He's
entirely.
Yeah.
literally been yapping the
You're
entire
in the
time. He has his own
headset.
podcast
Yeah.
up there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We should put a
um,
camera up there.
maybe like the sisters should have, like, because like whenever I go sleep with my sisters, we discuss where I'm gonna sleep beforehand.
Right.
Mhm.
So maybe I don't. Maybe they didn't talk about that before.
Yeah, they said that. They didn't
Yeah.
discuss exactly
Well
where they were
then,
gonna
well then they
sleep.
should have
Oh,
done that.
They
okay,
should've
I
done
missed
that.
that.
They
Right.
should have done that because
Yeah.
I always discuss
But-
anywhere I go where I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I was just looking
Right.
at this, so there is an update, and apparently there's good news, bad news, and insane news. We can have that for the wrap up. So,
Sad?
good news. Me and my boyfriend, jeez, me and my brother's relationship is back to normal, or as normal as possible for our family. It's well understood that I'm not going to pay him for the mattress. I also showed him everyone's responses, and he conceded that he may have overreacted about this, which is as close as I'm going to get to an apology. He also said that it's a classic example of Reddit. Oh, I can't say that. It's a classic example of Reddit. Insane news. The response I posted to Amadeo to begin with was because I was so taken aback by one of my friend's reactions. Let's call her Claire. She went to middle and high school with me and my brother. Although they aren't close, Claire seems so completely adamant that offering my bed was inappropriate and thought that I might be in the wrong. I haven't spoken since I mentioned the situation to her, and I didn't think anything of it until my phone started blowing up this past weekend. Long story short, Claire texted some mutuals, my parents, and my boss, who she doesn't know at all, that she believes me and my brother are having an improper relationship. To be clear, this is wildly out of character, and I have reason to believe that she's going under some mental crisis. Thankfully, my brother and my family are very supportive, so are my other friends and BF. My boss, not so much, and I'm dreading my upcoming performance review. Happy New Year's, everybody. What is
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. I while y'all were talking about that, I read that on there. I'm like, oh, we have to do the update. That is absolutely insane.
Sorry, Marshall was distracting me the entire time. I
I'm-
couldn't even listen to what you were saying because Marshall was over here just playing around with the monitor, and I kept on telling him to stop. Anyways, can you like sum it up real quick?
Actually,
Like, can you wrap it up real quick?
Wrap it up.
Basically, a nosy friend decided to poke their nose into it and alerted her friends, her parents, and her boss that this incident happened, and she believes that OP and her brother are having an inappropriate relationship.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's like,
Ugh.
I like looked at the camera crazy when I heard that. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
'cause
No, it's absolutely insane.
That's. Oh my god.
And alerted a ton of people with no evidence attached to it.
That's
I feel
crazy.
like getting the boss involved is like actually insane.
And it's not
Mhm.
this. They don't work with each
It's
other.
You trying to ruin your
Could you
life.
imagine
Yeah.
getting that like as an email and being like, oh,
And they're not working together because she doesn't know. You good?
Bruno.
Dude.
Okay. But they aren't working with each other. She doesn't know her boss. This is
Mhm.
something she went out of the way to contact the boss and be like, hey,
Mhm.
you know this employee you have?
What is the boss supposed to do? Like,
You're like, oh.
Oh, what's crazy is the boss apparently is unsupportive. I wish there was another update. I want to hear more because this happened.
The email, but I don't support frowny face.
I know, right? This happened 3 years ago, so this is post-COVID.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
crazy.
Post COVID
Wow.
3 years ago is crazy.
How would y'all react if you were the boss?
What the heck? I wouldn't believe it for one.
I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think
Mhm.
I'd believe it.
No.
I'd be like, that's spam.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
would.
just
I would. I'll spice it up and tell everyone.
Oh.
I'll blast it to
Mass
the.
email.
I'll blast it to the group me for everybody.
Guys,
Reply to all.
Can we please keep our accusations?
Don't worry,
Of-
you'll be BCC, not CC'd.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
My
Okay.
tummy growled like
I'm
3
really
times
Well-
during this
eating today.
episode.
Has it?
I was like, there's like moments where I'll just go like out of nowhere or like, and it's just my tummy
Yeah, we've all
growling.
noticed.
Oh.
I'm
Dang.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, so
Counter now.
Tummy,
Since
tummy growl counter and also boop counter.
Whoop.
yes, yes.
Dude,
Okay.
they're yapping up there.
They are. They're
Like
like.
Marshall, I've been literally
I hear Marshall
hearing
going,
you.
Can y'all rap already? Anyways.
How can they hear me? Yeah, I hear you, Marshall.
Anyways,
Yeah. Is there anywhere that we can find your work or anything that you're doing, like social media wise?
I have a YouTube channel. It's just Mitchie with like a little weird bracket that I don't know how to get past
is your real name
researching
Mitch?
it. No,
Okay.
because it's like my friends just started calling me that out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay,
Okay.
Okay,
Just-
cool.
Cool.
Name obtained.
name obtained, new name acquired.
Yes.
Also on Instagram at parallelograms _oval_.
Is parallelogram your name?
No,
Oh.
Dang it.
it's
I thought
parallelogram is the name of my daughter. I don't have an actual daughter,
I
actually.
was about to say,
Don't,
that's a
don't,
crazy
don't.
drop at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
That'll get us views.
Just cut it off.
And that'll be the next episode where we talk about that.
It's gonna
the
be
name
like
of my
the Vine
daughter.
boom, and then it's gonna like fade away.
But no, she's like the character that I draw.
Mm.
I have like a little book of her that I made by hand for a competition.
Stop. Not you.
It's like
The
I keep
transitions.
Siri.
Stop
I
it.
keep seeing Siri. I keep seeing
Yeah, stop the transitions,
a
please.
rhombus
Like,
on
actually,
the
No more
screen.
rumbuses.
Like, please. And like, I would. Okay.
See, they don't know it yet, but that's on theme with parallelogram.
Whoa.
Okay, wait.
Geometry.
Maybe you kind of ate
Geometry.
with that. Maybe you kind of
Math.
ate with
And
that,
with that.
Marshall. Maybe
kinda
I was-
ate.
All
Yeah,
right.
they're just like little shaped people. It's kind of silly.
That's cool.
She's a little schizophrenic.
Oh.
Actually, it's funny because parallelogram. She isn't like she's like a little AI. She's like it's kind of her thing.
Hmm.
So it's like she's programmed to not be able to feel negative emotions. So she's just like manic all
Oh.
the time.
Oh.
Thought that.
Okay. Well,
That's why you're a
anyways,
therapist.
Right.
we're really pushing on time.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
Well,
Yeah, I have one more
Yeah.
Reddit story.
No.
So,
No more Reddit. Reddit's
So I was
canceled.
working on my Kenzie
Um,
set, and I was.
you know, so an air tag for that.
yeah,
I'm gonna crush out.
it's my joke.
How does that make you feel that I
Um,
stole your joke?
If you have any questions or concerns, you can email us at filmcoven
Or just go to therapy.
shsu@gmail.com, or you can go to our
Therapy.
Instagram at filmcoven_club.
We're
I'm
good.
so congested right now. Did y'all hear it the whole
And
episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just kidding. Don't. We're just okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye. We still have one
Therapist
more thing to
bye.
go through.
Bye.
Can you end up on camera too?
Bye.
Yeah,
Please?
yeah,
Thank you.
don't cut it.
Jesus.
Don't cut it.
Bruno, you gotta do your thing.
Oh yeah, get it.
Oh.
There
Oh
we go.
yeah. Okay.
Now we can like sit around and be like, ooh, look at all the credits roll by, but they can't hear us this entire time.
Yeah.